If you were to talk about J.K. Rowling, people said, you know what, that woman has entertained me so much, has changed my life with the Harry Potter stories. She is such a part of my childhood. I would die for that woman. 5 years later, those same people are saying, you know what, kill that bitch. Can't stand her. What is you take that back what you said on social media. To tell you, man, today it does not take long. 5 years, that's a good run. Sometimes it takes 5 seconds for people to turn on your ass, and it kind of feels like what they did with J.K. Rowling. As I said, J.K. Rowling has gone and thrilled and enchanted children and adults of all ages for her creation of the character Harry Potter. If you haven't read the books, then you surely have seen the movies.
Harry Potter, you have fought valiantly.
Oh, who would have known that the darkest magic out there were the Twitter words of J.K. Rowling? This woman has the trans community very angry, and of course, supporters of the LGBTQ, the two elemental P, whatever letters are in there now. She's offended all those letters.
A couple months back, I believe it was in December, maybe a little bit before that, she put out a tweet that got her into some initial hot water, which seemed transphobic at the time.
What was the tweet? Was it dress however you please, call yourself what you like? Is that it?
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can put that one up.
Yeah, dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who'll have you. Live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real. J.K. Rowling says, I will not stand for it. Hashtag I stand with Maya. Hashtag this is not a drill. Do you know the person that she's referring to? Would you like me to let the people know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to butcher the exact thing. She worked in the science community, and she was trying to state what the facts are, according to her, biologically, that there are two genders. We see that in every species in the world, right? Every animal, we have this dichotomy between the binary genders or whatever. And she was trying to state that, and I believe she lost her job on that. I could be very ignorant about that.
I got an NBC News report here that states who this woman is and what she said and what the controversy is with her around her employment or her getting fired from from her place of employment for her statements. I think, again, this is from NBC News that I got this from. That refers to Maya Forstater, a British researcher who lost her job at a nonprofit think tank following a series of tweets that were criticized as transphobic. On Wednesday, a judge ruled against Forstater, who had filed a complaint against the think tank, the Center for Global Development, which works to reduce global poverty. The judge says Forstater's, I keep butchering this woman's name, Forstater's speech violated the dignity of transgender people and was not protected under UK law. Rowling sent her tweet shortly thereafter the decision became public. Now, a lot of people are very angry about not only her support of this one, but J.K. Rowling's follow-up tweets with that. And this is a very, as you might can tell, that any of these things today that where you talk about certain social issues today, Black Lives Matter being one of them, and racial injustice, but gender equality and LGBT, the TQ or whatever it is, that is a very, very, very sensitive topic of discussion for people too, and it's hard to bring these things up and have an opinion where it might go against the popular opinion that's already out there. But you seem to have, you kind of, from what I get from this, if I'm correct, you kind of maybe a little bit side with J.K. Rowling on what she was saying.
Okay, well, I want to amend that statement because I don't necessarily agree with her. I think she's coming from the wrong place, but I think she brought up a very interesting point with the last one, because the recent tweet that she put up, if you could put that one up very quickly, that one, she actually hit upon some kind of truth that I found interesting. Which is, the concept that if we ignore sex altogether, then what we're saying is that, like, think about women's suffrage. Think about that. If sex doesn't really exist, right, then why are women getting paid 76 cents on the dollar? Like, whether we like it or not, whether it's completely this subjective thing that humans have created, the false dichotomy, it's still a dichotomy in the same way that people say, hey, races don't really exist. Sure, maybe, but racism does exist.
Let me read what she says here, by the way.
Yeah.
If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. A lot of people would even back her up a little bit, saying that Dumbledore, you know, if you've been keeping up with any of the Harry Potter history or any of the stories, including Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, then you know that it's been revealed not only Dumbledore is gay, but he's also hinted at a relationship with was it Grindelwald right here,
Right.
Which she kind of went in and tried to address the criticism that she got, because a lot of people said that, hey, you know, if Dumbledore is gay, why are you making it such a? Why didn't you put it in the books? Why are you making it such a thing after the books are done? You know, you're mentioning it, you mentioning his sexuality without making part of the story. You just writing it in a tweet means nothing. She tried to amend that by putting a young Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts and alluding more visually to his sexuality.
You and Grindelwald were as close as brothers.
Oh, we were closer than brothers.
We the shit out of each other. You know, they, you know, as you can see, they very much put it out there without saying the words gay or, you know, alluding to any kind of sexual relationship. But they, as far as they could, said that he was gay. So a lot of people are saying that, man, why are you picking on this woman when she actually is on the side of LGBTQ rights out there? A lot of people disagree, and you're saying that she has a point with that tweet, though. There is something to talk about that. You might not agree, but there is something to say that there's a discussion to be had.
Sure, yeah, but I think the hill that she's dying on here is not differentiating sex and gender, and I think that's another thing, is we've paired those two words to be synonymous when they're not necessarily synonymous.
This is what the problem is with having discussions over the internet, man.